Hello everyone, this is April, the artist behind InvokeArtSense. Today I bring you an art challenge. These supplies are from the June Artsnacks that you see here, and this is my sketchbook, my black Canson sketchbook. And if you remember, I did the swatches here on white paper and black paper, and this is the Artsnacks sticker from that month. And my colors are mostly warm, but I think I have a great idea. I'm going to do my sketches here first before I move on to the final. And if you remember, we had the Van Gogh watercolor paper. This is cellulose paper. That will be what I will use for the final piece. But for now, let's work on this one. And if you are interested in the unboxing, I will link that in the description of the video. Actually, I'm just not going to even use a pencil for the thumbnails. Go straight in with the pastels. So from now on, I'm going to be just getting the regular Artsnacks just because it fits my budget better and I don't need surfaces really. I have a lot of surfaces. So I believe, I'm not really an expert with pastels, but let's just use a mid-tone color for our thumbnails. Since I'm only using monotone colors, basically, this will be a monotone, I think, work, because I only have this indigo blue and this calligraphy black marker, so I don't have a lot of choices. But let's see if I can get them to work together. Maybe surrounded by roses and strawberries. That sounds delicious. Where would the strawberries be? You know, this unicorn being red, maybe the unicorn would look kind of scary. Well, we shall see. Maybe it won't look so scary. Oh, wait. The strawberries can be like petals, like cut open strawberries. That'd be so cool. Maybe we have, and I think I'm probably going to do two pieces, one on black paper and one on white paper or toned paper. We shall see. So this is my unicorn. I don't really do very good thumbnails, but I thought I would try today. So that is the thumbnail, the first one. And then let's do the second one. I think I'm going to go with roses and mushrooms. How does that sound? Roses and mushrooms. See, this pencil doesn't really show on black paper, so I'm not going to probably use it, but maybe it shows up. Oh, it does show up on top of the pastels. That's a good use for it. This is our chamois that they gave us in the box. It does a fairly good job of blending, but you don't really need it. I probably will end up using my tortillon stumps just because they're for smaller details. That would be better, and it wouldn't just push the chalk pastels around. This is a leaf in the background. I think that's a leaf. We'll just go with that. And let's see how this calligraphy pen works on top of pastel. Could work. So let's say if I wanted to make Okay, yes, it does work. So if you wanted to make some darker strokes after the fact, then you can. It's not needed, only if you want it. You can always use an eraser to pick up the pastels. I also got this sea green color, which is also not very bright on pastels, or on black paper, excuse me. But it does show up on top of the pastel, the bright pastels. So the leaf I drew now looks really bright. And I like the negative space the rose has, and just using like a little bit of line work here. Just give the rose a little bit of form, and that's it. And then the mushrooms, of course, are in the front. And let's just, they didn't put an eraser in this box, but if you wanted to, you just take a kneadable eraser, pick up all the other debris going on the outside, and then after you're done, you could take your workable fixative, which I do have because I used to do a lot of charcoal drawings. So if you wanted to layer more, you can spray that in between. Totally your option. I used to do a lot of pastel work too. Of course, I took a lot of art classes, and that's what they do mainly. Well, not mainly, but a lot of. So if I want more black, just pick it up with a kneadable eraser. Oh, and I do have a red Edding metallic marker. This is water soluble. I probably won't, I don't know, I might use it as a water soluble, but I might not. I kind of like it in just a marker form. And I got so much red going on. That's why I love the randomness of Artsnacks. I do. But sometimes it's like the lottery. You don't always win the lottery, do you? And I got this red Edding marker with all this other red. So it might be really hard to see. See, I'm adding some of these lines, and then here you can see it a little bit. It's just very subtle. Very subtle. It's not bad. Actually, it's kind of, let's see, it's kind of nice. Sometimes the first impression of an item can be negative, and then later you can start really liking it. But on pastel, it's starting to dry up on me. It's like, no thank you. Alright, I'm liking the mushroom idea. Everyone likes mushrooms, right? Maybe not for food, but artwork with mushrooms are always cute. They're always so cute. Anyone who has watched the unboxing video knows that this is the Van Gogh paper they sent. It's from Royal&Langnickel. 12 sheets, 360 GSM, 140 pounds, A4 size, so it's basically 8.3 inches by 11.7. You don't see a lot of that size in America, or this size in America. Probably because they don't really have frames for this size, but that's okay. I still like this. I'm using this as a base layer before it gets covered, and it probably will get covered later, but that's okay. I am going to use some water here because this is watercolor paper. So I do want to test if that works, but I think I waited too long. I had to go get the water because it's not moving much at all. Let's just test it out some more. This red doesn't move very well. I've seen other colors that move better from the Edding metallic line, and some colors just don't move very well, and maybe it's just red color doesn't move very well. So it works better as just a marker than using water with it. I am keeping some of the black paper out so you can see, I guess, the darkness. And I'm working mid to dark, mid to light. I'm not really sure what is the appropriate way when working with pastels, but that's the way I'm doing it. This is the darkest color here. I think Artsnacks picked a good paper for this medium because it's layering beautifully, and this picks up the color. Yes, it blends, but it picks it up. But that's what it says for texturing. Pastels aren't my thing because they're messy, and I have to use workative fixative, and the fixative doesn't really, prevent it from coming back up. Just protects it a little bit. And these materials are light fast, so that's a good thing. And I think for me they would be good as a base layer, and then I can use color pencils on top, or markers, well, not really markers, but color pencils on top would be great. Alright, so this is our calligraphy pen. Let's see what it looks like if I add water. It looked kind of brown or bronze-ish in my swatches, so could be a good thing here. It's good for building up your shadows. And that bronze look is actually quite nice on top of these pastels. And then this in wide areas is perfect, this leather, but it's not really leather. This is just like a cloth, and I am liking this so far. There's a lot of texture going on. I'm going to take a tortillon because I don't want to lose any of the color. The Edding marker I used isn't moving, and that's actually a good thing, and I'm not losing any detail. There's not a lot of detail yet, but I'm not losing the base detail I put down with the leaves, the veins of the leaves. So I just want to put down the green just to give it a green tint. But I do like the base red cool tones. This pencil came with the plus box, as well as the paper and the calligraphy pen. And I would say don't need the calligraphy pen. It's just something that is there. And this one, it's okay. This one here was just not really that important to have this green. So that's why I am going to be doing the regular Artsnacks box. Just so much more value. $24 versus $48. Actually, I paid $22 or maybe 22 because I paid 6 months. And using your finger is fine. Actually, it works pretty good. Use what you have. I don't think the oils in your fingers really mess up this, but it's fine. There's nothing dangerous in these pigments, so we're good to use our fingers. Now we're going to take our Creta pencil, because on top of the pastels it looks really nice. At first when I got this color, I was really thinking it wouldn't work on black paper, but on top of the pastels these work wonderfully. And I'm going to give this paper an A+ for pastels. It's not hard to blend on it, and it looks really nice. Being cellulose paper really doesn't matter so much on if you use pastels. I don't know what would happen if it was completely watercolor, but this paper is pretty nice. Oh, if you take it and blend it again over the color pencils, it blends out that blue beautifully. I'm losing that bronze color from the calligraphy pen, but that's okay. I wasn't happy with it, so we're just going to do it this way. There was no form to the rose, so I need to build up some form. At this point, the pastel isn't very happy with me because of this marker, but if you clean it every stroke, it's fine. Still, you can get some good lines. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the fine point and just line a little bit here. The leaves, the veins of the leaves, just a little bit. I have seen others get yellow, cool greens, but the cool greens look blue, really. And grays, I've seen cool grays and sienna. And what else? I think that's about it. What do you think is what color would you want? What color would you want to get? What set? I think after using this, I like the cool reds. I would have loved the cool greens because I love blue. But I think it's cool. Even the cool yellows, but that would be hard to work with. Oh, and in this whole video, I haven't used this, mechanical pencil, but I have been using it very regularly. I would prefer to sketch pastels out with the pastels themselves and not the pencils. So I think they should have just left out the mechanical pencil, because why not sketch with the actual pastel stick here? Just saying. But it is a nice mechanical pencil, but I think there could have been something else in the box. What do you think? Mechanical yay or nay? Mechanical pencil. I like this color pencil. I don't know about their light fast rating, but it's nice. And with most of my work, I make them into prints anyways. So they will be, like if they're G-clay prints, they're going to be light fast anyways. So light fastness is a good thing to keep in mind, but it's not always the end result that you need to have. I used G-Clay today to get my art prints, and I do have G-Clay art prints for sale in my shop, as well as regular art prints that I make myself. And the regular art prints are much cheaper because they are not archival, but they still look nice. And you can see in the clip above the art prints that I do have for sale in my Etsy shop. I put them up there just yesterday. I have 14 choices you can choose from for the art prints, and I have a lot more other G-Clay prints that are for sale as well. A lot of choices you can choose from. And I'm taking this burgundy again to get more of a contrast just on the inside of the rose area. I'm giving the mushrooms some line work. Don't want to completely inline everything, but some will be good to give the mushrooms kind of that aged look. You know, because mushrooms, much like everything, they're not perfect. At first, when I saw this green, I wasn't impressed with it, but it's actually quite nice. And I want to do my demon unicorn, but I think this video is long enough with just this because it is done in real time. So I'm just going to do the unicorn on my own time, separately without a video, or in another video, who knows. But I do like that unicorn sketch I did. What do you think? Do you think that unicorn could be a good finished work? Maybe minus the strawberries. I'm taking this blue and I am just reinforcing the wrinkles of the mushroom. Even though this is a pretty thick boy, keeps its point fairly long. I don't have to sharpen it as much. I'm super glad they didn't give me a warm color pencil. At first I thought, oh, it's too dark for black paper, but look it's pretty good. Cool on with the warm pastels works perfectly. I think the rose has to be a little bit darker, just a little bit. So I'm going to take this color pencil and just give it some lines. Just add a lot of lines. Without this color pencil, I would be screwed basically, because I think that only red would be hard for me to get enough contrast, and well, because I just don't work with pastels often, and I think you need a little bit more than, you know, this set to build up contrast. And I believe if I was using only pastels, I would have, you know, sprayed it with the fixative and then worked on it more to create the contrast, but that's just not my style. And maybe they could have added another color for this instead of adding the calligraphy pen. But the calligraphy pen did work out for my line art in some detail with the wrinkles. And I didn't even know about this pencil, Cretacolor, and that's why I can't live without subscription boxes. I don't know about you, but I feel subscription boxes are a great value for most of them anyways. This marker, this metallic marker, is working well on this, but if you look closely, the tip is getting a little ruined from it. It doesn't really work very well on top of pastels, but it's working okay. I'm giving it a tiny highlight just to make this mushroom pop just a little bit more. I think that looks really good. It's hard to put the pastel on top of the color pencil because of the wax, but it can be done. I'm using the same green. This is a sea green color for my water drops. And then I need a highlight kind of color, and this is like the second lightest color here. I think we need a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna go with the lightest one. This would be where your pastel pencils would come in handy. I do have some, but since this is an art subscription box, I am only allowing myself these. I'm already cheating. I think these give the leaf much more interest. And in the darkest area, I want to use just a little bit of this blue. I am using this calligraphy brush, the Kuretake, just to give a bronzish shadow. I don't have a pastel pencil, but I am going to just give the areas around the seeds a little bit more dimension. Alright, so it is ready for me to spray it. I am happy with the results, and I think I'm going to, how am I going to sign it? I'm going to take this and sign it because you can see this. This piece is available on my Etsy shop, and I will also make art prints and Giclée prints of this. Giclée prints this will probably take longer for me to do with Giclée prints because I have more Giclée prints coming. I already ordered those, but I will be having the original for sale and art prints for sale on my Etsy shop, so please check that out. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see you next time for the next challenge or unboxing video or whatever art video I have in store for you. Goodbye, everyone.